involved with, well, not involved, but other people who were doing stuff. I refuse to get involved with that social scene in Hollywood because it's just poisonous. Just completely poisonous, and they have an agenda. So, yeah, that's Mathis. He can take his punk self somewhere else and go deal with his rainbow fixation. But all his children on a rainbow, you know, man, what have you not been doing?
Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Pepe Julian Onzima, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
If somebody at work said, yeah, and you gay? What would you say?
I said no.
Really? God damn, man.
As accepting as you all have been, the reality is that there's people who would hate us for that.
I know I didn't choose to be gay. I mean, I used to go home and try and pray not to be gay after church. So it's like, ain't none of it, you know, I love who I am now, but it's not like I chose this lifestyle. I didn't choose to do this. So that's what I always say to people. I'm like, you have an issue with me and who I am and how I was created. You need to take it up with God because I didn't create myself. You know, God did. And that's why, especially like I say to the religious folks.
You believe God is a perfect God?
Yeah.
And do you believe that all that he does is perfect and good?
Yeah.
Then why would he do this to you?
Because it is perfect and good.
It's
because
not.
Yes, of course it is. Transgender is perfectly perfect and good. And in fact, God wouldn't have even taken it this far to where you could transition and you could do all these
didn't do
amazing
that.
things.
Your father, the devil, did that.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Kanye West 7. I'm on early today because I can. Trying this out. So this is I had a part 1 before where I went over the accused shooter of Charlie Kirk, being LGBTQ and the violence, things like that. What I've been noticing recently is Judge Joe Brown and Judge Mathis have been having like beef online, but it's more than it's been in the past. So apparently, well, a little while back, Mathis had went on a show and it's on YouTube and said for Judge Joe Brown to come see him. I didn't even know about that because I don't watch that person. But now Judge Joe is now on the Art of Dialogue, so I want to show some clips from that and show just the beefing that's going back and forth with them. It's boiled down to LGBTQ and promoting it. There is a difference with supporting it and like promoting it too. Some may not feel that way, but I do see the difference in that. And I think that's where Judge Mathis seems to be, Judge Joe Brown seemed to be drawing the line with how he feels about Mathis and carrying on. This is recent. They have had back and forths in the past, but this right here is just within days. I'm going to show some of that right now. This is a throwback part. Now I'm going to show the basically the updated one from just days ago.
With them, so we didn't have that need. And that's what I'd say. I don't know him really personally. I've encountered him. I suppose he's a nice enough person, but I never could do the gang thing. And I never would corrupt myself by supporting the rainbow either, which he does. So there it is. And his ratings weren't like mine.
Right. But speaking of pushing the gay agenda, right, in the last interview we did, you was telling me how, you know, your show came to an end because you wouldn't push the gay agenda. But you never went into detail about exactly what they was trying to get you to push. If you don't mind, can you, dig deeper into that and what they was trying to get you to push when it came to the gay agenda?
They want you to do these public service announcements and start expressing sympathy and you understand and, this is nothing wrong with it. I said, it's your damn business. You got the First Amendment, but I'm not going to push it. You ain't never done anything for me except try to hack this program, and me for the 15 years, 14, 13, 12 years I've been doing it. You're not my friend, so you're on your own. No, I'm not doing it. And they owed me a lot of money too. I mean, it's like PSA, public service announcements. I had the #1 and #2 daytime syndicated show. It was me and Judy running neck and neck. We were both beating Oprah and Phil, who were in the same unit we were in. It was under a guy named Roger King. So they would have you do these public service announcements. So, it's like, ladies and gentlemen, or fans, California does not prohibit you from purchasing a weapon, but there are certain rules that are attendant upon your possession that you need to follow, and I'd break it down for them. But they'd also want you to do this stuff like, what is this you have me here? Oh, no, That was when it was starting to do this thing of like, boys don't have a right to go drift off into a fantasy and go compete against girls in girls sports. No, I'm not going.
Now he's getting into also with trans and people cross-gendering, people born a male playing on teams and playing against females and vice versa. There are a lot of us that are against that. Doesn't make any sense. I think more people you might feel forced to speak out more about it, but I think other people being uncomfortable with themselves kind of pushes on other people like heterosexuals to be uncomfortable even talking about it when it's not even a heterosexual's battle, it's a gay person's battle. Let me show another thing that I had in here too. I'll let that continue.
I'm going to say that. But no, I'm not going to say it. You can go to hell. They don't pay me enough money to have me say something like that. I'm not saying it.
You're not even giving me a man perspective on this.
A man perspective? What you talking about?
You don't know, do you? That's what I'm talking about. There are certain secrets that men have.
Power and everything.
Yeah, how you think I got
your little gavel and your little dress on.
Everything.
You want to come at me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man, you a man. You know what I'm saying? We can talk like man, or we can get out of hand with it.
But he's always known to as a tough type of judge. Not that he's expecting everybody to be the same, but he is been very pivotal and hasn't changed his mark on masculinity. He feels it's an attack on masculinity. He feels that Judge Mathis has become an example of what Hollywood does, what fame can do. You get choices in life. People feel that there's Illuminatis. People feel there are casting couches. If you want to make it, you have to do things in sexual uncompromising positions. There are a lot of people that are starting to believe that more and more. The more that we're seeing genders and orientations and LGBTQ rising like with popularity, it seems to be showing a little bit more into what people kind of have been saying, that this is somewhat of a forced agenda. Some people feel people can live how they want to live, but sometimes when people are pushing their views onto you, it starts to feel like now you're forcing pride onto people that may not really believe in what you do, but not getting in your way of being gay or lesbian or such. There's also a high rise in crime rate with LGBTQ community also. And I feel like people are just starting to maybe kind of talk about that. Whatever your view is, I welcome it here. I'm Kai. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, I appreciate you coming back. This was a snippet I wanted to just show with Judge Judge Mathis. I keep confusing him with Judge Mathis. And he was talking with a gay couple, which he's been open more and more as the years go with how he's very comfortable with gay men and he
Says after he met the defendant at a bathhouse in Las Vegas, they started dating.
About his life.
What are you doing? You tell lies like that, you are not going to go to heaven when you die, boyfriend. Let me tell you. So, anyway, Your Honor, so I started receiving bills, which I have in front of me, the mega amount of bills that we both chose these.
Let me hear your side, sir.
We did not get along that great in the beginning because he's a control freak.
This is a lot of porno, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. He and I both chose them. I mean, I admit I chose. Thank you, Your Honor. I chose a few of them, but not all of them. Your Honor, I object.
This is a lot of porno.
I object. I do not watch straight porn. This is all straight porn. We have titles like co-ed nymphos and amateur angels. I do not enjoy watching naked women and listening to them go like that all the time. He's lying. He's lying. He's lying, Your Honor. I would not watch straight porn.
Makes
with
sense.
David. Thank you.
You watch straight?
I did watch a few. Yes, I do. More than a few, Your Honor. You have not all of them. I like both bi, gay, and straight. None of them are bi or gay. This is America. Right. But he says excessive amounts that we both chose these pornos. So why should I get flipped with the?
All right, I don't know how they got on subject of pornos. I don't watch this guy, but as you see from the title, Judge Mathis on Judge Joe Brown dissing him, and then he says, "Come see me." Like I said, I don't watch him, so I didn't know until Judge Joe's response, which was just recent on Art of Dialogue. All right, welcome. Let me just get this disclaimer back right.
Some years ago, the same thing. I said, hell no, you're on your own with that. I'm not doing it. But he did. See, he punked out and joined the gang, and then he says he got out when his mama got sick. So he does his thing, and one of the most embarrassing moments I ever had as a black attorney or as a black man was in front of 5 members of the U.S. Supreme Court and the Second Circuit Court of the Judiciary. They were having a judicial conference. They had invited me, Judge Napolitano, and Judge Mathis to lecture them for 2 hours on television in the courtrooms because at that point, 20-some years ago, the U.S. Supreme Court and the appellate courts of the United States and other courts were concerned about opening the courts back up again to broadcast media. He declined the show and he said, "I'm sorry, I'm rehearsing for a gospel play." So I found that embarrassing. You're doing a church gospel play and you miss out on an opportunity to address the Second Circuit Court of Appeals for the United States. I think there are 3 or 4 former members of that circuit that are on the U.S. Supreme Court right now. The Supreme Court itself is part of that circuit for educational and continuing legal educational purposes. And you missed the opportunity to do that because you're in a gospel rehearsal. That's clown show stuff. And then that crap he does about endorsing LGBTQIA+ on that At Home with Mathis. And the fact that when I was on, I was number 1 and 2, and he was down 150, 160 in the ratings, flunkying out, doing what he did, acting ignorant. I never said anything about him, but he wanted to badmouth him because he apparently likes that Joe and Ho thing with Joe Biden and Ho Harris. And he got offended that I called his little fake negress a hoe, which she is. She's entitled to her sexual activity, but she did it for money and advantage, and that makes you a hoe if you do it for pay. Now, bottom line is he came up and said something like, if he called my wife a hoe, he'd have to answer to me, well, I haven't called his wife a hoe, but I hope for his sake she ain't, because, you know, if you are, I might tell you what you are.
Damn. All right. Judge Joe usually just tells it like it is. He tells it from his view. A couple of people did weigh in. I'm going to look at the thing. I did put a poll in the chat. It asks, I'm asking, do you feel that LGBTQ plus is forcing like an agenda on others? Do you feel like that? Let me see, because I can't see from this end. Y'all been real quiet. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. Can I play it? Let me pull this up. I just can't get to it. Oh, it's 50-50 split. All right. So half of y'all feel like that it is a forced agenda on others, and the other one is saying no, it's not. Okay. I'm going to show the trailer that I did for this video, show some clips from Judge Mathis' son. And then basically, too, my commentary is just on not trying to infringe on other people's rights, like at all. But some things seem to just be leading to crimes. There's sex crimes going on. There's other add-ons with different types of abuse. And yes, heterosexual people do that, but there's way more population of heterosexual people too. So if you're really doing the math on it, there's a lot more violence and just a lot of resistance that's coming from the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, he called you a fake tough guy.
I refuse to get involved with, well, not involved, but other people who were doing stuff. I refuse to get involved with that social scene in Hollywood because it's just poisonous. Just completely poisonous, and they have an agenda. So, yeah, that's Mathis. He can take his punk self somewhere else and go deal with his rainbow fixation. But all his children rainbow, you know, man, what have you not been doing?
Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Pepe Julian Onzima, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
If somebody at work said, yeah, and you gay? What would you say?
I said no.
Really? God damn, man.
As accepting as you all have been, the reality is that there's people who would hate us for that.
I know I didn't choose to be gay. I mean, I used to go home and try and pray not to be gay after church. So it's like, ain't none of it, you know, I love who I am now, but it's not like I chose this lifestyle. I didn't choose to do this. So that's what I always say to people. I'm like, you have an issue with me and who I am and how I was created. You need to take it up with God, because I didn't create myself. You know, God did. And that's why, especially like I say to the religious folks.
You believe God is a perfect God?
Yeah.
And do you believe that all that he does is perfect and good?
Yeah.
Then why would he do this to you?
Because it is perfect and good.
It's
because
not.
yes, of course it is. Transgender is perfectly perfect and good. And in fact, God wouldn't have even taken it this far to where you could transition and you could do all these
didn't do
amazing
that.
things.
Your father, the devil, did that.
Now, a lot of religious people do feel like the Bible does speak out against it, speaks out against, you know, anything other than being hetero. I saw this clip right here with Jesse Lee Peterson, and he's with obviously someone that is a member of the LGBTQ community. And just right off, I mean, he's a different kind of guy. Like I don't know about him sometimes, but he just comes right in with the questions. He does say how he feels, but he does let the other person speak, which is good. And I do like that too, because we're not having the direct conversation if we're not really going to be direct in what we're saying. What are we asking? Some things we don't understand, we don't get it, that you're laying down with each other. We don't understand it. Do you want to have kids? Are you against kids? Do we have to be concerned about you around kids? What heightened awareness should we have around um people that have certain tendencies, because it does flow through the community. Are they all the same way? No, but a lot of them by majority have been proven to have like effects on other people, and it's become concerning. So it's like without a doubt that has been a thing. I want to finish just showing a little more of this, and then there's a host Karamo that comes on here, and it sounds like he felt pressure to interracially date as a gay man. So that's something a little new for me, my ears, but it is, something to go along with the basically the conversation. I don't know where my spot is at. Damn, how did I lose my spot like that? All right. I'll show something from BuzzFeed, at least just for right now. Um, Now Marlon Wayans, the Wayans that have done In Living Color, White Chicks, a lot of good TV shows, and they did good movies, really funny. Um, what? How come you guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing? Huh. Oh, all right. If anything, their family has a lot of gay people in it, or I'll say the alphabet, because they may have their own whatever they want to be called. So for him to say like all Judge Mathis kids are gay, I've never heard that. So I don't know about that from Judge Joe Brown. But with the Wayans, he's been getting a lot of love, Marlon Wayans, for speaking out and just somewhat embodying it without being gay almost. So he goes so far with it, with the colors, and kind of, just saying, hey, my kid is one. I love my kid. I love my nieces and nephews. And we get that. But he's also gotten some backlash because people were starting to feel that they don't know if he feels pressure to do it or what. But Marlon has been so deep diving into the alphabet community. I've seen this with Dwayne Wade, NBA star. He has had a lot of that too, even to the point where he wore a skirt and had his son, who is now, I think, transforming into Zaya now, the female. So when people do it, they get pushback, right? But there's also seems like it's a little tougher on our black men. Um, I don't know if it's us. I think it is maybe us of the community too. And maybe we just feel like, wow, we already got enough against us. Let's not promote too much of being black and gay, because people joke about it a lot, but it's not a joke when they say, "Oh, I'm gay," but "Oh, I'm black too." So now that really, now it's really a mess. So some people really do, feel like that. So I mean, I don't know, but there's been a lot of back and forth with them, and I didn't realize it was so like heated as it's getting. Because for Mathis to say, "Come see me," I'm pretty sure he probably would rather talk. They're both above 60 last time I checked. So it's like, well, what would they really be doing to each other if they did pull up on each other, other than they could get verbally disrespectful with one another? And I know I don't want to see that. I'm kind of laughing about it. And I like that it's bringing out and encouraging people to speak more on some things, but I don't want to see them like that. That would just be so weird. I want to show this really quick clip of Karamo. He's a really good TV show host. He interviews people that have issues, deep down issues with their family members, um, things like that. But he opens up about him having a white partner for 10 years. He also has a child. He had a kid many years ago, and then came out being gay like many years later. I think he probably always was. I don't know, but those are my thoughts. Usually know what you are, what you into.
I had a white partner for 10 years, and there's not a lot of representation in the LGBT community of couples that are of the same race. And for a long time, when I was, 23, I was on MTV's Real World. It was my mission to make sure that I'm putting out a certain image. And then I hit 30 and I fell in love with somebody who was the first white guy I ever dated. I had never dated before, and I was celebrating my love and sharing it with the world. And then I just started like getting critiqued of like, oh, he's this guy that he don't want to be around black folk, this or that. Yeah. It's ironic because a lot of people who have different identities get challenged if people feel like they're not living up to that identity. And that was hard for me because it was like my partner didn't define or change me being black. It didn't define the experiences it didn't change the experiences that I had walking through the world. But I also understood people wanted to see themselves reflected in the world.
In charge of the ethics investigation is the one charged with ethical violation.
That's not even supposed to still be on autoplay. It's not supposed to do that. That was Karamo. I didn't really realize that. I do see a lot of interracial things with commercials and all that, like a lot of other people. We see that picking up the pace. Fine. But I didn't realize that some people in the alphabet community feel a certain stigma that comes with who you're dating, not just who you're dating in the community, but what race they are. For me, hearing him say that lets me know too that he lacks in some education of his own history. Because also as a black man, regardless of what you're into, like who said you had to date outside your race? What made Karamo and others feel that they should be with a white man? Like we have Donna Lemon. He was born as Don. I call him Donna. Donna Lemon, married to a white man. But it's interesting because he's so black about stuff he says. And you can be, but there's a difference with who you're sharing and breaking bread with on a constant basis, and you're sharing your body with, who you're sharing your wealth with. And the black community is starting to look more and more into who are you sharing your wealth with. You can come talk, you can talk all you want to. You can act like you care or you want to. Who are you sharing your wealth with? Because that's what matters too, not just your love and your body, because people share bodies all the time. That's part of our problem with our social society and dating now anyway. It's like everybody just doing everybody. I'd be sitting back like there's probably so many bodies on top of bodies and so many marriages and divorces, so many kids being born, so many aborted, so much drama, so many trilogies, threesomes, orgies, and I might be a little jealous. Wow. I'll sit back and just be like, I'm chilling. And so much goes on around you that sometimes it's okay to just stop. It's actually a good thing to just cut it off. You know what I mean? Have you went a while without being touched or touching someone else and really just get in tune with your surroundings and see what you got going on and see what's going on around you? It opens you up to so much more. I think sexual energy is very underrated. You can use it for so many other things. Yes, it's there for your pleasure principle, right? But you can use it for so many other things too. It's like if you tap into that, make sure you write, know what you really want, and don't worry about what somebody else is saying, but get into a healthy relationship. I feel like people of the alphabet community feel pressured into just getting with someone. So they gotta have somebody. There's an insatiableness. I gotta have somebody. I gotta have somebody touching on me. I gotta be touching on somebody. It's an urge I can't control. That's a problem. Urges and all that, desires, that's fine. But that's a problem when you have a lack of control with it. And that's what seems to keep being prevalent with sex crimes and violence with the LGBTQ plus community. Being a person is fine, but don't push it down a person's throat. Your personal sex life is none of anyone's business. I believe hurting someone because they are gay is wrong. Being gay is fine, but don't push it down a person. Right. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Thank you for commenting. It's a pressing topic, but I see that like people always run from it. I don't know why. You just gonna get smacked right into it anyway. It's not going anywhere. I had a clip from back in 1977, speaking of not going anywhere, where a woman speaks on it from back in the day. And then she says that she fears, I think she kind of says she fears that it's going to she doesn't want to see it grow because she feels it's wrong. And there's some clips of women that have been married to a man that, you know, later he comes out as gay, and then how that affects the family and things like that. It was much harder years ago. Now people think it's cute. Now you get a little more fame for pretending to be gay. All of that. Like rapper Nicki Minaj, when she first came out, all she talked about was eating somebody's cat. And I was like, yo, they're pushing this agenda for female rappers to feel they got to be over sexualized, and they want them to be les. And I'm like, what is that really about? Because we never even seen her with a female. She's with a man now. It's just, I just feel like it's a lot of crap. It's crap, and you got to be who you are. Whoever you are is going to show anyway. It's going to show. Some personal questions, but it is a personal conversation. So damn, I was hoping my mom would be up in here. I know he wanted to see the Judge Joe versus, but he might not be in here. I know I'm early today, but now I couldn't. You can't hear that. Let me get this audio back right.
Yeah, he called you a fake tough guy.
I refuse to get involved with, well, not involved, but other people who were doing stuff. I refuse to get involved with that social scene in Hollywood because it's just poisonous. Just completely poisonous, and they have an agenda. So, yeah, that's Mathis. He can take his punk self somewhere else and go.
And his wife Eileen.
They had the electric shock treatment.
When you married me, was it because you were trying to pass, in a sense, for heterosexual?
Maybe this was the girl I could deceive. Dreadful thing to say.
Yeah.
And yet I knew that maybe she would eventually accept it when I chose the right moment to tell her. And that is a dreadful thing to say too.
But I agree, but I still don't know why you felt it necessary. You wanted to be one of the fellas, you wanted to be a regular man, you wanted to be normal, you wanted to be a married man.
Well, as I say, consciously I wasn't aware of that, but I think subconsciously, yes, that must be true.
You know, of course, Jerry, that the picture that is being painted is of a pretty selfish fellow.
That's right. It certainly seems I have been selfish, and I am in a sense that I am homosexual. I have the best of both worlds in...
And yet,
in many ways.
The lady sitting to your right says that she's happily married.
Well, it's a big issue on which to be selfish, isn't it? But in most other... In his general personality, he's not a selfish person at all.
You're in love with him.
Yes, probably.
A happily married couple.
I think so.
Obviously, not all wives can bring themselves to share their husbands with other men, as Maggie Edwards does. Jenny and David Reese live in Exeter on the south coast of England. They married 11 years ago, and they have 2 sons, Stephen and Adam, aged 8 and 6. A family outing like this takes place now only when David pays his regular visits to the children. For the truth that he finally told Jenny about himself, after 9 years of marriage, led her to suffer a breakdown and to demand a separation.
So that's pretty incredible too. Like this was back from these were interviews from 1977. Um what I also saw, I noticed on here is they had a gay hotline back in the day. I want us to show that. I laughed because it was kind of, it was funny to me. I was like, what is this? Um which I guess if you think about it now, there is support for the alphabet community, and support for a lot of people that whatever, you're kind of going through and it's affecting your mental health or whatever, they do have that available. Um, but I don't know. A lot of this, I guess it was kept so quiet. I never seen nothing like this before, or hotlines, or knowing that women share their men with other like men just to keep the family together. Once he finally admitted it, there's a lot of females that I'm seeing, and I just saw one too, but I can't show it because it's on YouTube. The woman says she thought something was up, and then they talked about it. There's women that say if you're with someone for around 10 years, or it shouldn't take you 10 years, but they feel there's no way you could be with someone a decade or more with a man and not know that he is into men. I have my own ideology too, where I don't believe in bisexuality. I don't think that's a thing. I think you like one or the other. Um, to trick your brain into thinking that, oh no, I like both. I just want it my way. I like both. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in, which way the wind is blowing, what kind of scent I go by. Like that doesn't make any sense. And I don't know. I just feel like with the culture too, you're being pushed to do things, but then you're being pushed not to do it too. But to not talk about it is pretty crazy. But I'm gonna remove that from the screen for a quick minute. Some more. Okay. So the poll I put was, do you feel that we got alpha is a forced agenda on others? Oh, all right. Most of y'all saying yes. At first it was 50-50. So I was like, oh, okay, we got some people saying yes, some people saying no. And then those from the community may not feel that way. I feel like anyway, they're the ones that would most likely feel like, what are we forcing on y'all? You heterosexual, so what? I'm not forcing anything on you. But it's like, sports, bathrooms, okay. With the Trump administration too in office, he has been seeking also from day one to prevent the childhood changing of their, their genitalia or their bodies and hormones and all that type of stuff. So I know that slowed it down and well, put it to a stop. But then there were some doctors that were still trying to do it. Then I think about this too. Every 4 years, you're going to have a different president. You may have the same one, you may not. Our laws, our legislation keeps changing. If something changes while Trump's in office, some people like it, some don't. It's going to change again when we get another president. I don't know about y'all, but I just feel like we're just always in a wave of change. How can we be comfortable with change when change is always happening? You get happy what Trump is doing, but it's some of it's only gonna expire on a certain date, depending on who the next leader, how they choose. Like the legislations that were prior, it really depends on who picks it back up, what type of legislation was written, all those things, or it's gonna go right back. Like Trump wants to get rid of gay marriage, things like that, but it was put in place. And Obama didn't really want to sign on it. He was hesitant at first, very hesitant. He started getting pushback. So then it seemed like that pushed him to go ahead and sign off on it. But the thing with Judge Joe and Mathis is I feel like we honestly, we only had a few black judges that were on TV. Mathis and Brown have been going back and forth just a little bit in the past. But now I see like Judge Joe was taking shots at him. He was definitely taking shots at him, saying, you know, his show did more than Mathis, did more numbers. And he's running with the LGBTQ plus now, and that's what he expects to bring his more numbers. Well, now he's off air for his new episodes, but they're both off the air. But his point is Judge Joe feels that he started rising in different ways and getting in things with Hollywood more once he succumbed to the alphabet, basically promoting it and just overdoing it. And then there's a lot of men that feel like there's a difference between supporting someone or something and going too far with it, you know. So I don't know. There's also that too. All right, but thanks for those that did, the person that did share their thoughts on it, because I know sometimes I guess it's just, I don't know, which I have the time, but I really wanted to show that phone line because it was just interesting. They had the phone, they had the old school phones too, so I didn't want to show that, but that's okay if I can't find it quick enough. All right, let me go back in just a minute.
The bad mouthing, and I think he was trying to deal with bravado, but you know, he said somebody know where I can find him in Memphis. Well, you know, you want to be a fool enough to set yourself up for that, go right ahead. I thought it was foolish, and I thought it was typical, and that's why he lasted so long. I was number one and number two, the number one money-making show for CBS that they bragged to their stockholders was making the whole operation so profitable, and he was down there. He's one of those shows that makes low-level commercial money, and you can keep on forever, and he was amenable to pushing the rainbow cult. So he did that. See, what they do is they'd invite you to parties, and you go to the party, you know, you first get in this, and oh man, look at all the beautiful women. And then, wait a minute, what's that going on over there? It's a, no. And you pull your cell phone out, baby, what you doing? Look here, I'm leaving this set. You know, let me drop by and pay you a visit. So I'm getting the hell out of here. And then they start inviting you back. You go back to them, not me. And see, they'd get you caught up in there and get trapped if you fell into that. They take your belt off, help you pull your britches down, your boxes, and bend you over, and, you know, you'd be part of the
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. We know the law. We know the law. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. We are females. You cannot touch me. We are females. We are. Don't touch me. We are females. Don't touch my girl either. We are. Don't touch my girl either. We are females. Don't touch us. Are you really going? I want to do that. Are you really going? Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I want to do that. So what's the point of calling? Don't touch my girl. What's the point of calling us? I'm gonna act like this. What you talking about? I didn't call y'all. You talking about? You wanted them, you got them. You wanted them, you got them. You called them. Yeah, because you wanted them. You called them. Chill. Man, get my phone. I want my phone and I'm gone. Tell her gave my property.
Okay, whose phone is it?
Mine.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I've been told you Tyler gave my phone.
Do you pay the bill?
Yes.
So no, you're gonna stay right here until we figure this out.
No.
How old are you?
22.
Okay. Who is
Tyler
that?
give me my phone.
No, stay right here.
Tyler gave my phone.
Stay right here, please.
Tyler gave my phone.
Continue over there as soon as they get on scene.
Man, give my told you So I called him. Gave me my phone.
All right. Let's start from the beginning
Man,
here.
I want my phone. Ain't no beginning.
All right, look, I don't care about your phone right now.
And ain't no, I don't care about what y'all talking about then. Y'all dead. My shit. Y'all talking about.
No. You ain't going nowhere.
I don't gotta talk to y'all, bro. I don't gotta talk to y'all.
Okay, guess what?
Man, get off of me.
Hold on. Rhonda, move your right hand. All right, Rhonda,
But I don't gotta go nowhere. Y'all didn't catch me doing nothing. Get off of me.
You're in the rear location trying to take somebody in the custody.
Y'all cannot do that. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. We are females.
It doesn't matter, man.
Yes, it did. You go too much. You go too much. They cannot lock me up. You cannot lock her up. Y'all can't lock me up. Say nobody did anything. Y'all cannot lock me up. Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Man, get off of me. Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Y'all cannot lock me up. Get off of me. You ain't even strong. Y'all doing too much. They can't lock me up. I don't care what y'all. My
visual units here, please.
Y'all cannot hold her like that. Hey, babe, stop, babe, move, man. I don't care.
It's like if you want to look like a man and that's part of your agenda, why would it mean for you to want to care what you are?
Stop!
No.
Stop! Stop!
Rhonda!
You cannot do nothing to her, bro.
You good?
Y'all
Should they
can't lock me
contact?
up. Y'all can't lock me up. I'm gonna call my dog female. Man, get the off me. Y'all don't got no proof to lock me up. Get off of me.
I got her.
Get off of me, bro. You can't lock her up. Don't touch me.
Let's go.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Get the off me. Don't touch me. Yeah, spray me in front of my kids if you want to.
Ma'am, bring your arms behind your back. Ma'am?
Don't touch.
Hold up. I ain't trying to have everybody crying. I don't like when the kids get involved, so I was trying to get out of that one. So hang on. I was not trying to get that in. I can't stand with violence around kids. Like that makes me want to beat everybody's ass. There's usually a lot of times there's a kid around, and you have lesbian couples, but yet they have kids. So they always was dealing with a man, but in between time, it becomes convenient. It becomes compatible feeling to just be with another female that understands you. We understand each other. You know what I mean? Maybe we can just eliminate men altogether. I got you, you got me, we good, we together, we are on lesbian couple. That's my girl, you my girl, whatever, right? The cops get called to these houses so many times because whatever you watch, sometimes it be in your feed. So I watch a lot of law, I watch a lot of body cam and things like that. But I also, do my research too. A lot of this comes from like alphabet community. A lot of it is girl on girl violence. And I know people talk a lot about men doing stuff to women, brutalizing women. Men are monsters, when a lot of the monster ways are coming from women. And if you ask me, it's coming out of us more and more as the years go on. We've never been so violent. We've never been this violent. We've never been this conniving. It's like it goes against a real woman's nature. I don't know about y'all, but it goes against a woman's nature. Period. It's totally unacceptable. A lot of it. It's not making sense. And to be quiet because I'm a woman would make sense to not speak out on things that I know are just dead ass wrong. It's just wrong. I mean, they're limitless. We'll be here all day. I'm not gonna take up too much time with it. It's a lot. Let me get them off and back.
Fighting, okay? What's her name?
Terry.
Okay. What's going on, dear? No.
Y'all don't woke me up out my sleep, and I gotta be at work. Do not be disrespectful. I asked you to be quiet. Be quiet.
Why did I just listen?
What's going on, dear?
Nothing. We just got into an argument. I'm trying to go home. Nobody's on nothing. I just want my stuff. She don't want me to leave, and I just want to go home so there's no drama.
You just need your keys?
Yes, ma'am. That's it. That's all.
Where's your car at?
She pulled it down right there. She got my keys and
This
she got my
phone
phone.
here?
Yes. I just want my stuff so I can leave.
All
It ain't
right.
nothing else. That's
Hang
it.
out right here, because I don't want y'all arguing and fighting, okay? What's her name?
Terry.
See,
Okay.
sometimes I notice too with topics like this, people tend to get in their feelings, but this is facts over feelings. The number is right there. I'm not a liar, and you're not going to come in here calling me a liar. You can hit the link, or you can use the phone, or you can apologize, or you can get on out of here. So it's your choice. Because see, I stand on business. I have receipts. What source did you look at that says that there's way more heterosexual violence than in the LGBTQ community? Because once again, slowness, there's a higher population of heterosexuals, and there always will be. So just because you support or you are from the alphabet community, we're not going to keep spreading lies for you, nor your community. Statistics from where? Name the site. Because you got a lot to say. The link, I'll put the link in there too. So if you got so much to say, let it be known. I don't do keyboard gangsters over here. Not on Kai and Y7 channel. Nope, not for numbers, not for nobody. We don't do that. I shut you down. You will get shut right on down. Like, come on. What are you talking about? Anti-Defamation League? Is that what you're referring to? You said ADL. Go look it up. No, it's not. It's I just asked you a question. So show me that you're not too slow and you could answer it. The ADL, I just asked you, are you talking about the one that, I don't know if there's more than one of them, but Global Atlas, it's an anti-Semitism. It's an when it first came up, it said anti-government. So I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Extremism gives you expert insights in each week. Extremism. No. Nope. You ain't staking your claim with that. And it is correct. It's violence after violence after violence. And it's mostly women on women with the violence at that. It's not even with the men. Nah, you ain't got me, but you could go ahead and pull right on up and show me these statistics that you're talking about. And now you're talking politically, like you all over the place. Leclerc. What's that supposed to be, French? Who knows? You all over the place. You saying 76% of the violence comes from the right. Are you referring to Republicans? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're not even making sense. I'm not even gonna read no more of your stuff. You're not even making sense. The information right there. Boom. How you sent me anything? Girl, bye. All right, so moving on. I'm gonna finish this. I think I had the volume, but there's just so many. You'd be here like forever. But it's a problem, and there's been a lot of just extreme violence and deaths that have happened amongst the lesbian community. A lot of them. Matter of fact, hold on a minute. And then what'll throw people off is when you go to Pride, websites that are based on Pride, that are probably backed by the alphabet community, they're going to show you how hetero people sometimes have violent reactions or violence towards gay people. You don't see that much of that. There's much more in their own relationships. It's within their own relationships. It's been like that. Been like that. Let me go in here. I don't like to just jump in a thing. What is this? Break the cycle. LGBTQ plus sexual violence. I was just doing videos today. I wasn't doing the exact wording, but I'm gonna jump in here real quick. Break the cycle. It shows 50% of transgender people report experiencing sexual assault at some point in their life. Bisexual women, same thing. All of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. In the US, 40% of gay men have experienced sexual violence other than rape. So there's not too many that would be, all right, compared to 21% of straight men. You can go on .gov, you can go on plenty of sites. It's gonna all show the real. So part of the problem too, in closing, is you have people that come in wanting to lie and spread lies. So that's what keeps people feeling confused. So if you're not even in the community, you kind of just be like, hey, do your thing, that's what y'all do. It's your thing, do what you want to do. But it's like it's misinformation. And the more we continue allowing misinformation, you're never going to get to the root of the problem. You keep putting band-aids on it by giving yourself a new name, a new genital, a new this or a new that. That's not going to solve your problems. It never has and it never will. But I appreciate everyone coming through. I just appreciate when people are respectful. If you're disrespectful, you're going to get disrespected right back. Like that was an airhead that was in here. She had no proof of anything, just talking out, you know what I mean? So that's why when you have a number and you have a link, speak your truth. Don't come in here trying to act gangster because you got the wrong one. You're going to get shut down. And whatever little demon that's in your spirit is still going to be with you when you leave here. I have nothing to do with it. I make people feel better, not worse. So this was early. I kind of jumped on out of nowhere, but that's some other stuff coming up, and I'll catch y'all at another time. But that was the Mathis thing. I know we're going to be seeing more with the Mathis, going back and forth too. Oh shoot, with that. And there also was a beauty queen winner that was ignored. This was a trans woman too. I didn't even know that. She looks like a woman. But I'm gonna get to put that together better too. And when I have my sound back, I got my sound, but there's just some other technical things going on right. So I was like in and out. But all right. I still appreciate it anyway, but I always appreciate people that know how to use their big people words and talk like an adult. So no, you're not. You are a miserable woman. Are you white? Are you gay? Like, are you a miserable gay woman or something? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not saying they're all the murderers come from them. I'm not saying that at all. But there's been a rise in violence and it's been kept quiet. They're beating the crap out of each other. A lot of lesbian women. So, you could try to back them all you want to, whoever you worship, whatever you think you're doing spiritually, we'll see. We'll see. She said, nah, but I'm happy. No, I'm good. That's why you're on here with just a few of us here, and you're still trying to let off that negative energy. You're going to keep it with your miserable, sorry, plump ass, and you can sit on that like you always do. I could tell you're a sitter. Did I hit home with that? Did I hit home with that? You're someone that likes to sit a lot. You sit, yeah, you sit and stuff. You sit, you get stuffed, and you sit around with your mouth full. Wow. So busy eating. If you would take a break and let your brain breathe, you know what I mean? Calories affects the brain too. Certain fatty calories that does affect the brain too. But we could talk about that a whole other time. We talk about a whole other time. I show proof on my channel. This person right here must be lonely, so they're not in the community, but they feel like they got to defend the community. There's only certain people that are like that, so, it's probably shower time anyway. Maybe you should go wash. It's just a suggestion. I can't make people wash. I can't make people think. I can't make people get clean. Sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. But all right, it's been real. You gave me something to laugh at, so I got to laugh at somebody in this chat. All right, y'all. Peace until next time. Take care. Be smart. Don't be like the dummies.
Go deal with his rainbow fixation. All his children on a rainbow, you know, man, what have you not been doing?
Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Pepe Julian Onzima, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
If somebody at work said, yeah, and you gay? What would you say?
I said no.
Really? God damn, man.
As accepting as you all have been, the reality is that there's people who would hate us for that.
I know I didn't choose to be gay. I mean, I used to go home and try and pray not to be gay after church. So it's like, ain't none of it, you know, I love who I am now, but it's not like I chose this lifestyle. I didn't choose to do this. So that's what I always say to people. I'm like, you have an issue with me and who I am and how I was created. You need to take it up with God, because I didn't create myself, you know, God did. And that's why, especially like I say to the religious folks.
You believe God is a perfect God?
Yeah.
And do you believe that all that he does is perfect and good?
Yeah.
Then why would he do this to you?
Because it is perfect and good.
It's
because
not.
Yes, of course it is. Transgender is perfectly perfect and good. And in fact, God wouldn't have even taken it this far to where you could transition and you could do all
God
these
didn't do
amazing
that.
things.
Your father, the devil, did that.